Is Valhalla, the sequel to the legendary series Vikings, good enough to call itself a sequel? Or just a miserable attempt at continuing the legacy of Ragnar Lothbrok? It's alright for now, but is it better? Valhalla truly has a large shoes to fill since they don't have Ragnar, Ivar or Bjorn on their team to carry the show, so they are forced to start from the scratch. Trying to tell the story of Leif Erikson, well, yeah, he's one of the three protagonists, so the show is not entirely about him, but let's see how they are doing. Revenge story, the fighting for religion, then conquering England, fighting for the throne, well, all the stuff that we've already seen in the regular Vikings, huh? Has Valhalla done it better? Now is the time for comparison. Valhalla didn't really put much into world building since Vikings did a complete job of it. They showed us the change over the past 100 years, fixed clothes to be more historically accurate, and showed us the differences in Norway, England and North. Not a bad job for Valhalla, but I feel that the original Vikings put much more thought into it. Valhalla definitely has good characters. Some are interesting, some are unpredictable, some are likable, and so on. But I didn't think those characters have reached the heights of their characters from Vikings just yet. Also, I would like to say that Freydis and Legata have much in common. They are brave, strong warriors with a lot of empathy who didn't really follow the rules, and I must say that Freydis feels like a cheap copy of Legata. Hear me out. Legata needed to put a lot of effort into her whole life to become a famous shield bearer, and everything she did in the series, while Freydis was just a chosen one and everyone worshipped her like that. She did train, but that was like 2 weeks maybe, and she became overpowered. Legata trained for decades. Also, the antagonists in Valhalla feel cheap. They are interesting and charismatic and alright villains, but there is not much complexity in them. They seem like 2D characters. They are evil because they are, not much explanation for them being evil. They are just psychopaths with a goal in mind. I would also like to praise Godwyn for being so unpredictable. Queen Anna is brilliant alongside King Canute, and Leif and Sigurdsson are also good characters. But we didn't really get stuff like this.
What kind of king abandons his people? Me! Not you, not you, and not you! Who wants to be king?
The story in Valhalla is more straightforward, which is not a bad thing, but Vikings, goddamn, the story is legendary. And also, Valhalla's story is not finished, so I can't really decide with the information I have, but for now, Vikings dominate this one too. Now the writers have done great research this time and actually got the details. It's really historically accurate. Now both stories are from the sagas, which they kind of follow and still go in their own way, which I can't really criticize. But everything else, the food, clothes, armors, weapons, and are much more accurate in Valhalla than in original Vikings. Bravo! True Wars did both of the soundtracks, so they are kind of the same level. But Vikings got such iconic old Norse-speaking songs and of course iconic sense of My Mother Told Me So, Vikings still got this one. Valhalla does look better than Vikings, but it's kind of double-edged sword because Vikings are more unique this way. It does not look straight out of Hollywood and has dirt on the screen which makes more imperfections and more soulful. Valhalla, on the other hand, looks much more cinematic and colors are beautiful. But here's a little mistake with color grading that I found. Here is light, here is blue, and here is light again. Actually a little mistake and we can ignore it, but to tell which one looks better is completely based on personal preferences. So you can tell me your thoughts on this one in the comments. I go with Vikings, but I don't look down on Valhalla just because of my personal preference. Now enough with the comparison, the question is, can Valhalla stand on its own as a show? Yes, it can. You do not need to watch Vikings to understand Valhalla, but it will be great if you do to understand some details. Now, is Valhalla better than Vikings? Nice try, but no, not yet at least. In the first season we can say that we followed two stories, England and Freydis. Now what was happening in England was peak, but Freydis is low. Like I said before, she became OP with only a couple of weeks of training. Film could be better and overall not too much exciting. And in the second season, where we follow 3 or 4 stuff going on, England is still seriously good. Kattegat holds itself, Leaf is great, and Radis and Jomsborg again are a little bit boring, predictable for time to time, and have a lot of plot holes. Like, what is supposed to be so dangerous on this path? It's so close, beautiful, and have an actual path to walk on. Is it just the pig that makes everything dangerous? And also fights are just downgrade from Vikings because they are quite unrealistic. It's not too bad, but it's so noticeable that it's fiction. Vikings do be like that sometimes, but not the whole fucking time. But I praise both fighting scenes, they're great. I did criticize Valhalla a lot, but it's not that bad. They are interesting, intense, and unpredictable. Just a little bit of downgrade from the original Vikings since it's truly an amazing series, and it's not easy with a competitor like that. If you enjoyed the video, I have similar video on my channel where I compare Vikings with Vinland Saga, so you can check that out. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.